for loving me enough, for loving me enough to say, yes you can, and yes you will. I'm so grateful for my love goddess sister who was pressing my buttons, because you know that's what happens when people challenge you to do something you don't want to do. She was like, come on, sis. Everybody knows who the love goddess is. Come on, sis. I said, look, if you don't leave me alone, let me do me. You do you. I love you, Nia, and thank you for loving me. You know, I have been telling Jerry's mother for 100 years that I was going to join Toastmasters, and telling her that I'm going to show up, I'm going to show up. Well, I finally became so embarrassed that I hadn't shown up that I joined another Toastmaster group. But I did that because of her encouragement. And I plan to give her my certificate. So there was something that I needed to step through to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and to heal that little girl within me. So I was talking this over with Spirit, because we're close like that. And I was saying to Spirit, because I knew this was coming up, and I know what happens when it comes up, and I had mentioned to Spirit, I said, listen, I've been doing a lot of work on myself. I've been dealing with relationships. I'm doing a lot of work with relationships. I'm even teaching a relationship class, you know, and I told my husband, I said, look, we're gonna get this relationship thing straight, because I'm not coming back to do relationships again. Okay, my soul needs this to grow. I think yours does too, since you're with me. So we're gonna get this straight. So I said, well, you know, I'm doing all this work, Spirit. I'll come back the next time and work on the fear. I'm so serious. And I'm talking to Spirit like I was talking to those teachers. But Spirit said, I know who you are. The teachers didn't. I know who you are. It doesn't work here. So as Spirit knew the truth about me, and as we have been talking about trust all year and complete surrender to the divine, it was becoming clearer and clearer and clearer to me that I was holding back. So I've chosen to focus on principle number 4. And there are definitely other principles that are aligned with this one, but this is the one that spoke to me. Principle number 4, there is nothing outside of me controlling my life. My life is a result of my thinking. It is done to me as I believe. And if I believe principle 4, which I do, there is nothing outside of me controlling my life. My life is a result of my thinking and is done to me as I believe. Where does this story I've been telling myself fit? I don't speak because of fear. That is not the truth of me. How can it be? Because I know that the divine within me is perfect. I've been holding on to this story, my story, the story. Well, this story ends today. I will not tell it again. So if you missed me telling it, you won't hear it from me again. You can catch it on YouTube. I'm not telling you my story just to tell you my story. I'm very grateful for your presence that has allowed me the forum to surrender that story. But I want to encourage you to think about, what is the story you have been telling yourself? Because we all got a story. I know that now that I've put this one down, there'll be another one. Because here's the thing, the fear thing didn't just show up when I said I couldn't speak in front of groups. The fear thing wove throughout everything in my life. And that's what the stories do. They show up. You think it's about when you're standing up. Nope, it's about in the relationship. It's about with the job. It's everywhere. So you've got to look at, what's my story? What is the story I'm saying? Because I knew this has been taking up a lot of space in my consciousness for a long time. So I know that when I free myself from this, I'm going to see just a little bit clearer. I already do see. You know, I was so excited to get here today because I am so over this story. I am so over. I was like, I'm so excited. You know, just to be here. Because in the words of Reverend Michael from Agape International Spiritual Center, the pain pushes until the vision pulls. The pain pushes until the vision pulls. What are the story? What is the story you are telling? I recommend you start with just one. That's what I'm doing. How about these, to name a few right off the top of my head? I love the yeah buts. I heard a yeah but come up this morning. Yeah, I'm going to do a yeah but. I love those. And I love those because I'm really tuned into picking them up when I say them. And I'm like, okay, there's a story, Rita. How about this one? They don't like me. This is so hard. This is too time-consuming. I don't have time to meditate. This takes too long. I always get sick when the seasons change. I don't work out because I don't have time. Oops. Okay. I can't fit it into my schedule. You can't trust anyone. I'm disorganized. We have to be mindful and remember what we are attaching our I ams to. Because the I am is our God self. It is our God presence within each one of us. So when we are saying I am sick, we are saying the I am, that which is the God within me, is sick, which cannot be true. So many of you will often hear me say, I am fabulous. Or you'll hear my husband, who always says, they said, hi, Greg, how are you doing? Greg says, I'm outstanding. He says it all the time. Every morning, I'm outstanding. But you will also hear me say, I am fabulous. But Rita's not doing so great today. Because Rita has her stuff. But the I am is always perfect. I know for sure that the I am that lives within me is always perfect, as is the I am that lives within you. But let's get back to our stories. How about this one? Well, not all of you can say this, but I'm too old to do that. Well, you know what happens at this age, or our age. You know what happens to these old bones. You know, at this age, our memory goes. Well, if I am going to set my intention for my memory to go, duh. We just have to look at what we're saying. So recognizing that your story has no power over you, those unwanted weeds are planted by our experiences, and we allow them to infiltrate our lives. Let's dig them up and spend some time in the silence this week and find out where the bleep they came from, because it doesn't fit anymore. You can't live here anymore. And if for you, like me, things have been coming up, we are trusting, and we are trusting out loud for all to see. And we are reminding ourselves of principle number 4. There is nothing outside of me controlling my life. My life is a result of my thinking. It is done to me as I believe. I've placed some papers, well, actually I didn't, Sydney did, some papers on your seats to help you assist with digging up those unwanted weeds this week during your meditative time and in the silence. If you need help getting to the core of where that story originated, your practitioners are here to help. This is Practitioner Month, so in a couple of weeks we will be handing out gold coins for a 30-minute free session to use the practitioner of your choice. You'll hear more about that. Just know that as you're working through this, I've put it at the top of your paper, my mantra, the number 4 principle, but choose whichever one works for you. There is nothing outside of me controlling my life. My life is a result of my thinking. It is done to me as I believe. Discover who you are without your story. What is your divine plan without the story? What do I get to do without my story? So again, I can't say it enough, my mantra, but you're getting it. Then we are trusting out loud for all to see that Spirit always has us, and that we are stepping into more and more and more of the truth that we have come here to be. Releasing, freeing ourselves from the distorted weeds we have planted. We're choosing to wake up. Excuse me, I forgot the reading. I'll be right back. You know, when I was at Toastmasters, I did a talk, and I got up and I said, you know, but I really could, if I was at my spiritual center, get up and say, blah, 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 because they love me. They love me. I am safe. And they said, where's your spiritual center? I said, I'll let you know. So I'm going to do this reading, and it's taken from Spiritual Liberation by Michael Bernard Beckwith. page 215. You cannot be your authentic self without becoming intimate with your true nature, without going beyond personality, cherished beliefs, likes and dislikes. To discover your core self, you must be willing to break the agreements you have made with mediocrity. The moment you stop running the racket of staying small to please society, family, friends, or bosses, your original face will start to come into focus, and you will know who and what you really are as an emanation of the Universal One. As you come into an understanding of your true essence, you automatically want to know how you are to express it on the planet. If we believe that the divine presence is us as us, and I know we do, and we are one with it, and how do we choose to see ourselves as anything less than perfect? It is only in the recognition, paying attention, being ever present, diligent, guarding our self-talk, can we see, hear the story, where we can release ourselves from being the prisoner of our beliefs and agreements. Look around you. The people here are your support system. Someone said today, when we were doing prayer, they said, "Did you call your family?" I said, "My family's here. You are my family. You are my family." Because only my family could give the love and light to that little girl that needed it, to that little girl who knew she was safe now, that little girl who could take piano lessons again and have a recital, and if she messes up, she'll just play it again. So I want to, we didn't do our breathing this morning. Greeting. We didn't greet each other this morning, but we're going to do it a little bit differently this morning, this afternoon. Normally, we go around and we greet each other and we tell them how much we love them and how great it is to see them. We're not going to do that. We are going to get up and move around, but we're going to do it in silence. And we're going to greet each other heart to heart, eyes to eyes, and thank them for being here, being in your life, and give gratitude for the freedom to be yourself. So we're going to start greeting. Al's going to play that song very low, thank you. And when I ring the bell, let's get back to our seats. All right, thank you.
Every morning, the light keeps getting brighter as I wake up to the truth. And every day, I'm feeling so much lighter, and the world seems fresh and new. What I was taught and the way that I thought stopped serving me long ago. Now I'm learning to trust in the God of all of us. Each day I start anew, and so I'm walking away from the thinking that held me for so long. Today is the day I walk away. I'm walking away from